Who do you spend time with? What do you expose your mind to? And what do you see on social media? Hi, welcome to another episode of Unlocking Mind Behind Make More Work Less. My name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Unlocking Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias. And the reason why I have this show is so that we could better understand how our minds work, make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and of course, avoid certain cognitive traps. So for today's cognitive bias, we're going to be talking about the mood congruent memory bias. So what exactly is that? That is the tendency to more easily remember, recall events that have the same congruent mood or same kind of feeling that we're currently feeling right now, which is why I asked you at the very beginning, who do you spend time with? What do you expose your mind to? What do you see on social media? You see, our minds function very, very similar to social media. When we feel a certain way, we kind of remember all the other things that made us feel the same way. Do you ever remember doing very, very well on the test and all of a sudden you feel great and you think about all those other things that you've done that you felt great, scoring that goal or going to an amusement park, you feel excited, you feel great, and you can remember all those feelings because you did great on exam. But the same thing happens if you did really, really bad on exam. All of a sudden, all you can think about is all those other bad things. How you didn't feel good about another test, or how you didn't feel good when you missed the bus and all that other stuff. All those bad memories come back rushing to you because you're in a bad mood. So that's why I asked you that question, because who you spend time with, what you expose your mind to, what you see on social media, all that stuff affects your mood. And if your mood is congruent with all the memories that you attract and everything else you attract, then it's very, very important to be sure that who you spend time with, what you expose your mind to, and what you see on social media actually feeds you positively, or at least feeds you the way that you want to be fed with. So for instance, if you were in a bad mood, more likely than not, any constructive criticism would sound negative, would sound insulting, would sound very bad. But if you were in good, positive mood, then constructive criticism would go, oh, that's encouraging. Wow, that's empowering. Wow, that's something I never thought of. You start seeing things in a better light, which is why I always ask people, how do you wake up in the morning? Do you wake up all energized and ready to go? Because if you were waking up all energized and ready to go, you're going to see everything in a better light. When I said that your memory is like social media, we all know that social media has algorithms where if you search for a cat one day, then the next thing you see is a whole bunch of cat articles and a whole bunch of other postings on cats and a whole bunch of other advertising and marketing on cats. If you post on real estate or talk about real estate, all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of stuff that fits the algorithm that feeds into your social media. But that's what your mind does too. If you're saying, I want to feel positive, I feel positive, I am in good mood, then everything else seems like in a good mood. I usually tell people that if I tell you today that right now is the worst time to invest in real estate, it's a really bad economy, you can go out there and go, oh yeah, for sure. Look at how bad this place is. Everybody's selling their properties. All these businesses are going out of businesses. It's really, really a bad time. But with the same environment, everything's exactly the same. And I said, this is the best time to go out there and buy real estate. You can go out there and see, wow, look at all these for sale signs. So much opportunity here. I'm going to buy this. I'm going to be buying that. I could negotiate more. I can get better pricing. And all of a sudden, everything else is encouraging just because of how we view things, just because of how our moods are. And that's, again, how important it is that our moods and how our mindsets are structured. If we're in a good mindset, then everything else is encouraging. So how do you wake up in the morning? And that's one question I ask a lot of my clients. Do you wake up energized? And I talked about that before. But how do you wake up energized? I, for one, changed out my alarm clock to be this very, very inspirational song. Every single time I wake up to the lyrics, I've got the touch, I've got the power. I can't wait to go out there and impact and add value to other people. My wife actually wakes up to a voiceover from Batman, and it sounds amazing. It makes you so encouraged, makes you want to go out there and do something. So the very first thing I recommend a lot of people is change out that ringtone to something encouraging. Take away that annoying alarm clock and put on something that's very motivating to start your day off with energy and excitement. And then everything else is going to fall into place. So that's how important mood congruent memory bias is, because we don't want to feed our minds with all the negative stuff. Our minds connect the dots and categories of everything else. When we find similarities, we want to connect those dots. So we want to make sure that those similarities are empowering, are opportunities, are positivity, and all the good stuff that you want. You don't want your brain to connect the dots of all the bad things. So make sure you don't fall prey to mood congruence memory bias. So that is the episode on unlocking the mind today. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on unlocking the mind. And of course, we have a lot of other shows, the Peak Potential Success Show, the Make More Mind Bites, and the Mastermind Bites that's up every single week. Thank you very much for your likes, support, and your comments. I love seeing those comments and also your subscriptions. Until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. I'll see you later.